Hi, I'm Pattu from freefincal. Today, let's talk about what 10 years of tracking investments did to my finances and how it changed my life. I recently realized that I've been tracking investments methodically since 2011. I had talked several times before that I started investing in mutual funds from June 2008 onwards in a very small way, but it was also very unstructured. I just started investing. Once the calculators I made were ready and all that, I understood how the basics of personal finance financial planning work. It was only from 2011 I created an Excel file, created an investment tracker, and I did it in a structural manner. Initially, when I look at it, for many months initially, for the first couple of years, or even in the middle couple of years, many times I invested less than what I was supposed to be investing, my retirement investment target. Today I am able to beat the target, but it was not always the case. By target, what I mean is you do a proper retirement calculation, for example using my robo advisory template, which I have developed because of those years of experiences. You do a proper retirement calculation, and then you use that as a target, and you try to increase the investment amount by at least 10% every year. For normal retirement, I would say you should invest at least 10% a year. Of course, today the lines between normal and early retirement are very are blurring very fast, and I'll talk about that later in a separate video. For early retirement, I would suggest that you will have to invest at least 20%, more than 20% of your increase the investments every year by 20%. That's what I mean. I'll show you some data. But the amount you should invest is should be if X is your monthly expense, you should be investing 2 to 3 times X for early retirement. For normal retirement, at least 75 to 100% of that X you should be investing every year, and increase that investment by 10% every year. So what did I learn? The first benefit of tracking investments is you basically know where you are, and you have a target, and you know that you are here, you need to go there, and this is the distance, and that tells kind of it gives you a very nice perspective, and so you basically become aware of what's of where you are in your wealth building journey, and so on. Now, I have been recently listening and re-listening to the audio version of The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a investment classic written in 1927 or 29, sometime like that. And it's the earliest mention in a proper book, earliest mention of the phrase which everybody uses today, called "pay yourself first." That is, you invest and then spend the rest. So that "pay yourself first" concept helps us understand and get a balance between investing and current expenses. Now, people think of investing as as a bad thing. Many people, because they cannot spend enough. Please understand that money has got only one purpose. Money is there to be spent. So you have to spend money today, and you have to spend money tomorrow in future. So by investing, what you're doing is you're basically ensuring the freedom that you have to spend today will be maintained throughout your lifestyle, so that your future expenses are taken care of. So you need that balance between your current expenses and your future expenses, which is basically investing, and that balance you can get in my opinion in a nice way when you pay yourself first. So now the thing is that what consistently paying yourself has done to me is I stopped tracking my expenses. Now, our family has a very long history of tracking expenses, right from the 60s. I have data, very old books. If I open the page, they'll just crumble. Until about 2000 or so, my parents did it. Both my parents did it. Then my wife and I took over, because my father became a little sick and he couldn't continue. But after that, beyond 2012, 2013, I stopped tracking investments completely. I think 2014 maybe. I don't remember the exact date, but I stopped it. I'm not saying budgeting or tracking investments is wrong or unnecessary. I'm just saying budgeting is important when you don't have enough money, when there is no excess money to spend, to invest, sorry. When you don't have any excess to invest, budgeting is very important. But once you consistently reach that point in life where you have some excess which you can spend, I mean, which you can, I keep saying, which you can invest for the future, sorry, which you can invest for the future. That's when you can pay yourself first. For paying yourself first, you need some excess money, because if your income is 100 rupees and your current expenses is 99 rupees, what can you do? So what I would urge people who are less than 30 reading this, watching this, please get to the position of paying yourself first. Equip yourself, upskill yourself. Try to get side income. If your main job cannot pay much, try to increase your income as much as possible, to be able to be in a position to pay yourself. I managed to achieve financial independence primarily from salary, and this was possible because my parents were like a rock behind me, and enabled me to, even though their means were very limited, they enabled me to get a PhD, become qualified, and so on. So what I would urge is, first of all, do everything in your power to increase your income, and particularly young people, if your parents are reasonably stable, even if they're not super rich, reasonably stable, then you must do everything in your power to get qualified more and more, so that even if you don't invest in your 30s, it doesn't matter. I mean, 35, mid 30s you can start. It's not too late. I started like that, early 30s I must have started, but only by mid 30, 37 I was when I did all this structural investing. It's okay to be late, because you can always catch up with higher income, provided you have that basic discipline. So please do that. And in case you're wondering why I have the video on today, I just recorded a class of a video for my class. I just thought I'll just leave it on. I'm just too lazy to put on a shirt, so I don't put my face on every day. Anyway, so this is very important. We should, and this happens. See, this is a problem in the new Mac. I cannot seem to get rid of. The screen keeps freezing again and again. Let me just put it back. Okay, there it is. So parents would show, I mean, people with financially secure parents should do that. They should push themselves to get qualified as much as possible. Now, all retirement calculators will be scary. Every time you open a retirement calculator, the results will be difficult to look at, but that's normal. That's how it is. That's the sign that the retirement calculation is correct. I mean, if everything looks rosy, the retirement calculation doesn't look good, or you are super rich. So the most important lesson I've learned is, the trick to succeeding with anything in life is to work consistently without expectations and without any obvious sign of reward for our efforts. Investing systematically is a classic example of this activity. You have to keep investing. Don't look at rewards, don't look at returns. Invest with a faith and hope in a proper asset allocation. Plan and then have the faith. Don't have just faith and hope without planning. People confuse these two things. So have a proper asset allocation, appreciate risk. I'm not saying know everything about mutual funds and invest. That's not possible. Start investing, but learn about mutual funds, appreciate the volatility, and that's how you keep learning, and so on. Now, so what I have been able to do is, this is the rate at which my investments have increased. So you can see here, from 2011 to 2012, I was able to increase my investment by 19%, 25%, 22%. 2015, I had a bad year. Then 2016, I don't have data. I forgot, I lost that data due to a crash. 35%, 28%, 25%, 27%, 24%. So you see, 20%, my investing CAGR, that is the rate at which my investments increase. That investing CAGR is about 20%. My investment CAGR, that is a normal annualized return from June 2008 to July 2021, is about 18.3%. So I've been able to invest more than what I got from the market, and that is important to make money. You need money to make money. I mean, people never appreciate this. You can, if you want to make more money, you need more money. There's no, I mean, unless you do something extraordinary or you get lucky and so on. But forget that. You must invest regularly, systematically. It puts you in control. I have a free template. So this is the rate at which the investments grow. I have a template in which you can track your investments. Don't look at don't look at for returns or NAV or something like that. Here you will not get that. This is like how much you put every month, every year, how much you should put money. This will have a target here, and you can the target is 20,000. You invested 15,000 or something like that. This is what I have been doing for the last 10 years. Of course, I have a special separate tracker for my portfolio returns and all. That's a different matter. This is my investment tracker, how much I invest, and it's a regimen. I mean, you have to it's like exercise, doing yoga, walking, whatever you have to do every day, then only you get the benefit. Same thing with systematic investing. So please do that, and you don't need to get inspiration from me. Forget about me. Take inspiration from readers. There are so many people in the freefincal community who have done so beautifully. They have contributed their experiences. We have some 11 reader audits. They have audited their personal finance. The 12th one I'm going to post in a couple of days. So please take inspiration from that and invest systematically. I'll catch you later. Bye bye.